Good morning, YouTube. Plenty of people are talking about the EV apocalypse when it comes to sales, and it's recovering slightly, mostly because Ford has been lowering their prices, but it's much, much worse with RVs.
Whoa. Well, we just drove from Arkansas back here, and I can't tell you, I saw more RVs than I've ever seen in my entire life along the way, and just people's garages that are just that height for the RV to fit in. Like, it is jam-packed.
Yes. I share the opinion of the Top Gear people who hate, they call them caravans, and would do anything they could to destroy them, because if you're in a sports car, you're in the Ferrari 599, going through twisty turns, nothing ruins it quicker than an RV, a Winnebago, just in your way, and they're so big you can't see around them to pass, and yeah, annoying. I'm not an RV fan.
Have you driven one?
No, I really, actually, I've never driven one.
Because I feel like they'd be dangerous. Like, you almost need a separate license to drive them because they are so big and so dangerous, perhaps, like turning and driving and changing lanes. Like, you need your own course on how to drive it.
Yeah, you can rent them in California, and that seems extremely dangerous that anybody can just go and rent a giant Class B RV. But the reason I bring up RVs is the sales are in the toilet, and economists actually use RV sales as a bellwether for the economy health as a whole. It actually follows trends with the economy really well. You look at this graph here, you can see we are in the lowest sales when it comes to RVs in the last 10 years. 2023, we had 313,000 deliveries versus 493 the year before and 600 in 2021 at the peak. So that's the lowest in over 10 years. You have to go back to the last Great Recession to find something that low when it comes to RV sales.
So what does that mean? People are just spending money, saving money? They don't make enough money now to afford a luxury like that?
Well, the big problem is these are very expensive things. They cost $200,000, so like a house on wheels. And with interest rates, people do not want to buy something that expensive and pay the crazy interest rates, so they're just stopping. And speaking of sales, if you're looking for a vehicle-based camper or any car at all, Autotempest is the place to go. And thanks to Autotempest for sponsoring this video and Good Morning YouTube. And they combine all the major listing sites into one search. So let's say you're going to look for an overland camper that's based on a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, something very popular right now, very, very expensive. You can type in Mercedes Sprinter and type in overland, and it will show you several overland builds. You can see this one, $89,800 with only 23,000 miles in Cary, Illinois. That's close to your stomping grounds, right?
Close to Chicago. I love these. These are good because it's like in between the RV, in between a car. Perfect.
And a 2019 high roof for $129,000. So that's sort of the range. The low, it looks like a blank one, $42,000 that you can finish out yourself. So as you can see, I used Autotempest to search across the country and all the major listing sites in one search to see the current overland vans for sale in the country. And I didn't have to search all over the place on a bunch of different sites. There it is, populated, boom.
Can we get this one?
No, I's too poor. Very, very poor.
Yeah.
The home that's in the ground is eating all my money, so I don't need a second one of those. And it's actually gone up a little bit so far this year just because people are now used to it. I guess, 7-8% interest is the way of the world, but that 2023 shock of it, nobody was buying RVs, which the same goes for a lot of vehicles when they got more expensive. Things that have been sitting on the lot for a long time, like we saw in a recent video, like Jeep Grand Wagoneers that are $110,000. Nobody's buying them.
Right. Well, that's just wild, but it is like a house on wheels. I feel like it would be very convenient. Like, do you buy a house or do you buy an RV, right?
No, you wouldn't want to buy an RV.
No.
Especially right now, because the quality of RVs is also in the toilet. A big name brand like Winnebago, if you go look at their complaints on Better Business Bureau, which I know is a place where people only complain.
Right.
But the sheer number of complaints, and a lot of them are sending them back for recalls, and they take forever, or things never being able to get fixed because of a supply chain issue. And then at the peak here, when people were buying RVs because they were stuck in the pandemic, they couldn't go to hotels, they couldn't go to resorts, so they were buying like crazy. They were slapping these things together as quickly as possible, even with the supply chain issues, and just pumping them out, and the quality took a big dip. So current warranty issues are just unbelievable.
Well, and then I imagine the gas mileage isn't good on them at all. So overall, way too expensive to have an RV.
Right, yeah, you're getting single digits MPG. Even though it's a mobile home, you have to park it somewhere. When you're not using it, you have to store it somewhere, whether you build those massive garages you were talking about, or you pay a monthly fee to store it.
Or Walmart parking lot, right?
Some Walmarts allow it, but you can't just park anywhere.
Why not?
So then Well, I guess in California, people park them everywhere. In very nice neighborhoods, they have, it's so expensive in California, they're just all over the street, people making homes out of them. But then also, you have the maintenance of a home and the maintenance of a car.
Right.
An extra insurance for all of that, which is very expensive. So it really doesn't make any sense. Unless you are living out of the thing, just drive your car and get a hotel. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me other than being able to take your pets, I suppose, and having a comfortable area to hang out, like while whoever's driving is just bored out of their mind going 60 miles an hour while everybody passes them and everybody's annoyed by them.
I get it's the ultimate convenience when you're doing a road trip, especially family road trips, and those are kind of the things that bond families as you're growing up. And one thing you always remember people talking about is when I was a kid, here's where I went with my family, and it would be great to have one of those, but with the gas mileage that it gets and just how expensive they are to maintain, I just feel like nobody can really afford them.
Someone actually made an article with the common issues of famous RV brands, and it is pretty rough. So like Thor Hurricane, which I'd never heard of. I guess there are Thor RVs out there.
It's an incredible name.
A common issue is they need a lot of repairs, quality issues.
Right.
The Gulfstream, which look at this lovely thing you'd see on The Price is Right, I suppose. They leak like crazy.
Well, and that's one that you're towing behind like a crazy expensive truck, right?
Right. But the stupid thing about these is there's seams. And these seams you can easily see from the outside.
Right.
And these RVs sit outside, they just break down over time. And you spend $100,000 for something and it just sort of folds in on itself with black mold and the plywood getting all wavy and it just falls apart. But then an Airstream is like ridiculously expensive.
They're so cool though. I mean, those, if you're gonna get an RV, you're gonna get an Airstream. Like, that's where it's at.
Right. So the Forest River is mechanical, structural, or electrical problems, faulty wiring, leaky propane valves.
That sounds dangerous.
Use of flammable materials. Like,
more dangerous.
It's terrifying. Coachman, faulty slide outs. So the things that pop out to give you more room, imagine that just, and you're stuck.
I feel like that would be hard to get right though, because you're going to have so many problems with the hydraulics of that, and it's going to be tricky.
Fleetwood has safety hazards, and one of them includes cracked rotors or otherwise failing brakes.
Fantastic.
On your massive Fleetwood RV.
Fantastic.
The Holiday Rambler, most common issue, poor quality workmanship that affects safety. Again, the windshield shades apparently, like as you're driving down the road, like you put them down to, when you're parked somewhere to have privacy, well, they're just falling down on the drivers. And there's supposed to be this group called the RV Industry Association, and they put their seal of approval on every single one of these major RVs.
Right.
And it makes you think that it's been inspected and approved by these people. They don't inspect any of it. It's like a tax stamp that you just pay, the company pays to get these little stamps to put on the doors to make people think that you're getting quality. And there's just so many horror stories out there. And the number one recommendation that people in the RV industry, they recommend, even if it's a brand new RV, get an inspection done just like a home and just like a car.
Right.
Say a yacht, you do a survey before you purchase it. Even on a brand new one with a warranty. Because once you buy it, you're stuck. Yes, the things will get fixed under warranty, but they're not going to fix it as quick as something that, they're waiting to get the money on. So,
I like this association where they have their seal of approval. Reminds me of, the movie Tommy Boy.
Yes.
When they're out and selling things and they're like, oh, we just have guaranteed to work, guaranteed lifetime. And it's just like anyone can write that on a box. And your eyes are drawn to it. If there's some gold emblem that says this is guaranteed #1 best in the world, like, who knows who this RV association is? Anyone can write anything, any graphics on anything, and then you just think it's incredible, where obviously not, you need your own inspection.
Yeah, Winnebagos just aren't what they used to be, and the salesmen, I guess, just aren't what they used to be, because there is a legend out there on the internet. It's like my favorite video of all time. It's called the Winnebago Man. If you haven't seen it, well, we'll give you a little taste here. April, you've seen this before? I think I showed it to you.
I have seen it a while ago.
The Winnebago Concepts and Engineering Departments have developed a multifunctional bathroom. Privacy, I don't know what the I'm reading. I wonder what the real dialogue is. What is this thing?
People in the industry, they sympathize with this guy because especially when you have to memorize specs and things.
Yeah.
That didn't sound for did it? And here, under the hood, we've stored something that'll really come in handy if it doesn't fall out and break my leg. What we're doing is we're building industrial film, trying to give these guys everything they can get. I mean, that's it. I don't even know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We suppose we open.
I do this so much.
Do it again right now.
And I do this so much that when I was filming my first season of Car Issues, they discovered how much I was like the Winnebago Man and edited my outtakes to be like the Winnebago Man, and it's a little eerie. And Jake's gonna have to censor this pretty good. So this is 2018. This is my first time doing television.
Yeah.
And it was not easy for me.
Car issues.
It was not easy for me. All right. I was reading on my phone.
The moment I closed the phone.
Trying to memorize it.
Shit balls. The width also. Here we go. It begins. It had a journey. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. Wrong camera. God damn it. God damn it. Starting with the. God damn it. God fucking damn it. God bless America. You also didn't get traction control. You also didn't get traction control. You also didn't get traction. I can't say traction control anymore. Fuck me.
Yeah.
The turkey's like, who is that turkey?
Nope, they're on to me.
It was very long hours. That was the
Traction
first season when
control.
we did 20-something episodes.
Traction control. Traction.
And it was 2 cars per episode,
You
so it was a
also
lot of cars.
It was a lot.
Fuck me. I don't know why I did that when I'm angry. All right. You also didn't get traction. Okay.
Traction control. I can say it. Let me skip to the end here. Just can't say it.
I just read it.
With this beautiful burl leather trim everywhere and this rich, supple leather. Oof.
So you said burl leather.
God damn you. Seriously?
Yeah, but I wonder, I mean...
God damn it.
Though I will admit, I'm sorry for taking the Lord's name in vain so much. Made this car gorgeous inside and out with this beautiful burl leather and this rich leather. God fucking damn it. With this rich, beautiful burl leather throughout and this nice leather. I'm still saying fucking leather. Holy fuck. My brain. Come on. Yeah.
Because it's not like you don't know what burled wood
I know.
is. There's no burled leather.
I know.
But it's so good. When you get that little concept caught in your head, it's hard to spit it out right because it just lives in there.
Yes, and with that, I was writing a script much like the Winnebago Man and sort of memorizing it rather than, seamlessly going through like I could with that Barrett Jackson car.
Right.
Which I didn't start doing Barrett Jackson, the collector car auction live coverage until like almost 2 years after this. So then that experience let me be a little bit more loose and, I have an outline in my head of what I'm going to say, not like word for word, which is what I'm trying to do there, and what the Winnebago Man was trying to do. So
yeah, that's awesome.
What a wonderful trip down memory lane there.
So do you get nervous now if you see like burled wood in a car and you have to talk about it? Do you get like triggered, like PTSD?
No, but I guess I will now. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. People don't want to buy something that massive.